Very good evening, Jaipur. Greetings on behalf of JCF Festival 2023. A very warm welcome to all of you. We are really privileged to have amongst us the most distinguished and the most respected name globally, Shri N.R.Narayana Murthy, sir. Along with him, we have another remarkable personalities of our country, Shri C.P. Gurnani, sir. And Shri Jagdish Mitra, sir. A very warm welcome to all of you, sirs. Before we start, I would like to give you all a very brief introduction of our trustees, the pillars of JCF. I would request Shri Rajiv Arora Sahab, Chairman JCF, to please come on the dais with all our respected trustees. Arora Sahab. Sir. Rajiv bhai. Shri Rajiv Arora. Allow me to introduce the chairman of JCF, who is also an entrepreneur, founder, promoter of world-famous Amrapali Group of companies. And he has been awarded for many years for highest export. He is social and cultural activist of Rajasthan. Presently, he is the chairman, Minister of State of Rajasthan Small Scale Industries Corporation. I don't think Rajiv bhai needs any introduction, but still. Dr. Jayshree Pediwal is the co-chairperson of JCF. From humbly initiating her educational journey with a single student in her garage, Dr. Pediwal's vision now encompasses over 11,000 students across 10 nationally and internationally acclaimed institutions, popularly known as JCF Pediwal Group of Schools. Notably, she has been honored as the Person of the Year and the most influential educationist in India by Asia One. Beyond this, she was the sole delegate from Rajasthan to collaborate with the high-powered White House delegation, fostering Indo-US educational ties during President Barack Obama's tenure. Dr. Ajay Datta. He is Secretary of JCF. Dr. Ajay Datta is an award-winning techno-commercial managing director of the multiple technology and edible oil companies. He got global recognition for bringing first-of-its-kind linguistic email addresses technology, supporting emails IDs in Hindi, Gujarati, Tamil, Telugu, Chinese, Marathi, plus 20 more languages, the only person doing this in the world. He is currently part of Government of India team to break language barrier and advise policy for multilingual internet for India. Mrs. Bhavna Jagwani, our Joint Secretary of JCF and Convener of MFJCF. She was awarded by the Honorable Chief Minister for her remarkable work in the field of organ donation. If you talk about organ donation in Rajasthan, there is only one name, which is Bhavna Jagwani. She is a jewelry designer by profession, but a philanthropist by heart. Shri Anil Kumar Bakshi is the member trustee and a treasurer, and is the founder of the managing director of AC Bakshi and Company Private Limited. He is the finance director of Rajasthan Export Promotion Council. He is vice chairman, Federation of Rajasthan Exports, and a charter member of the Indus Entrepreneurs, the TAI. Shri S.S. Bhandari Sahab. He is a member trustee and advisor of JCF, known for his excellence in senior practicing chartered accountant since last more than 52 years. He has been on the board of many listed companies as independent director, including Bank of Baroda, Central Bank of India, and SEBI. He is the executive president of Bhagwan Mahavir Viklang Sahitya Samiti, Jaipur Foot and Artificial Limb, very well known all over the world. And I'm the convener program J.K. Jaju for this, and looking for this complete program. Thank you very much. Thank you, sir. So now I request Bhavna ji to please escort Shri C.P. Gurnani sir to the dais. Gurnani sir, please. Now I request Anil Bakshi for the floral welcome, please. Now I request Mrs. Jayashree Pediwal to please present the memento to Shri C.P. Gurnani sir. Please. Gurnani sir. Would request Shri C.P. Gurnani sir I would request Shri C.P. Gurnani sir to please take the seat. Mr. C.P. Gurnani, Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer. Shri Gurnani sir is the Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of Tech Mahindra. He is also the Additional Director of Mahindra Holidays and Resorts India Limited. An accomplished business leader with extensive experience in international businesses, development, startups and turnarounds, joint ventures, mergers and acquisitions. CP played a major role in Tech Mahindra's transformation journey. And one of the biggest turnarounds of Indian corporate history, the acquisition and merger of Satyam. In a career spanning 40 plus years, CP has also held several leading positions and has also served as the chairman of NASSCOM for the year 2016 and 17. He is an ardent supporter of individual social responsibility and often prompts people to invest their time towards betterment of humanity and society at large. He is on the board of Tech Mahindra Foundation that was launched in 2007 to help the underprivileged children. He also founded Titliya, an NGO that spearheads spreading quality education and developing life and social skills of more than 240 underprivileged children. He is a chemical engineer, graduate from the National Institute of Technology, Rourkela. CP has also been felicitated with an honorary doctorate degree by Veer Surendra Sai University of Technology and Sharda University. CP has been conferred with CEO's Choice Lifetime Achievement Award 2021, the nation's highest independent civilian honor, instituted by Scott CEO's Association for Inclusive India. He has also been featured in a Harvard case study on Tech Mahindra and the acquisition of Satyam Computers. He is the recipient of many prestigious awards. He has been listed among the top 100 global CEOs as part of the Wall Street Journal CEO Council 2016. CP is highly active on social media platforms like Twitter and LinkedIn, and you can connect and follow him on the same. Now I request Anil Bakshi ji to please escort Shri Jagdish Mitra sir to the dais. Anil Bakshi ji, please. Now I request Shri Ajay Data to please felicitate Shri Jagdish Mitra ji with the shawl. Okay. Shawl. Now I request Shri S.S. Bhandari ji to do the felicitation by presenting him a shawl. Would request Jagdish Mitra ji to please take the seat. Now I would request Shri Ji Pediwal to formally introduce Shri Jagdish Mitra ji to the August gathering.
I have immense pleasure in introducing someone who's not just an industry stalwart, but a visionary, a mentor, a beacon of inspiration for countless professionals across the globe. Joining us in this picturesque pink city of Jaipur to moderate a session with the legendary Mr. N.R.Narayana Murthy ji. Allow me to present to you Mr. Jagdish Mitra. And he's genuinely a good Mitra and a dost and a friend to so many. He's the Chief Strategy Officer and Head of Growth at Tech Mahindra. As a prominent figure in the leadership, his contributions have been instrumental in driving the company's growth and positioning it as a global powerhouse. The saga of India's IT transformation would be incomplete without the mention of his indomitable spirit. Among the many hats that this dynamic personality adorns, he is also currently a member of the NASSCOM Executive Council and also chairs the Science, Technology and Innovation Committee at FICCI. We look forward to being illuminated with the new perspectives and catalyze a discourse that has the potential to shape the trajectory of our endeavors in this digital age. As he takes the stage today, I encourage all of you to imbibe the vigor, enthusiasm, and relentless drive that is the essence of Mr. Jagdish Mitra. Let us all get inspired, enlightened, and empowered. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Jaishri ji. Now I request Shri S.S. Bhandari Sahab to please escort Shri Narayana Murthy sir to the dais. Now I request Rajiv Arora ji to please come and present the memento to Shri Narayana Murthy sir. I request Shri Ajay Data to formally introduce Shri Narayana Murthy sir to the August gathering, although we all know that he does not need any introduction, but still.
Thank you. Obviously, Murthy ji is no introduction. We all are here to listen. But formally, I would like to introduce Mr. Murthy, who took birth on 20th August 1946 and he founded Infosys in 1981. In 2023, a highly innovative software services global company listed in New York Stock Exchange in the US and on Bombay Stock Exchange in Mumbai with US $18 billion in revenue and close to $8 billion market cap on 16th of August 2023. He conceptualized global delivery model, which was emulated with the entire Indian software industry, and this IT industry is where it is because of this delivery model. His principles has resulted in the delivery of superior quality softwares to the global customers delivered on time within budget. He has introduced the concept of 24-hour workday to the world. Under his leadership, Infosys became the leader in innovation in technical, managerial, and leadership training, large-scale software developments, quality, productivity, finance, human resource, customer focus, employee satisfaction, physical infrastructure, and technological infrastructure. This is just a small list. In 2014, he was ranked 13th most global business leader by CNBC. Fortune magazine listed him among 12 greatest entrepreneurs of our time. In 2012, he received very honorable Padma Vibhushan from India in 2028, the highest honor. And he received the highest honor from France in 2008 and CBE from Britain in 2007. So basically, global awards came all the way. Economic Times ranked him among 10 most admired global business leaders in 2025. The list goes on. I have just cut it so that we listen more Narayana Murthy ji rather than I keep speaking. Mr. Murthy ji was elected as a member of American Academy of Arts and Science in 2019. He was elected a foreign member of the US National Academy of Engineering in 2010. He is a fellow of Indian National Academy of Engineering. He received many, many accolades throughout the life. He is a member of advisory board of the University of Tokyo, ESSEC Business School in France, in Spain, in Brazil. He is the board member of many universities where he is guiding the institutions at large. He has served as a member of the boards of various well-known universities like Cornell, Wharton, and Gateway School of Business and Stanford University. The Indian Institute of IIT ranked him number 1 in Public Health Foundation of India. He has also served on the International Advisory Board of Yale University, University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign, William F. Ashmeyer Center of Global University at the Tuck School of Business, and the list goes on. He is married to very famous Sudha Murthy ji in 1978. And I must confess, Narayana Murthy ji, when we were distributing that you are coming, almost everyone was asking, is she also coming? And they wanted to meet her. She is today a well-known author. They have 2 children. Daughter Akshita obtained her MBA from Stanford in 2006. Son Rohan obtained his PhD in computer science from Harvard in 2011. That's about the family. Thank you very much. It's an honor and pleasure to introduce you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you, all the trustees. Now I'd request Shri Rajiv Arora, Chairman JCF, to formally welcome everyone and introduce Jaipur Citizen Forum to everyone. Please, Rajiv bhai.
आप कुछ बचा नहीं है जाजू जी, आपने सबका बोल दिया। हाँ, आप सबका JCF की ओर से बहुत बहुत स्वागत है, वेलकम है। जयपुर के जागरूक नागरिकों की संस्था जयपुर सिटीजन फोरम, आप में से ज़्यादातर लोग परिचित होंगे। जो परिचित नहीं है उनको बताना चाहता हूँ कि पिछले 12-13 वर्षों में JCF ने कोशिश करी है कि जयपुर से दुनिया में ख्याति प्राप्त साहित्यकार, कलाकार, सामाजिक क्षेत्र में काम करने वाले लोग, बिजनेस, कॉरपोरेट लीडर्स, उनसे हम आपको रूबरू कराएं। मेरे पास बहुत लंबी लिस्ट है जो JCF ने अब तक प्रोग्राम करे हैं, जिसमें A.R. रहमान से लेके इला अरुण, डॉक्टर साजन राजन मिश्रा, रूप कुमार जी राठौर, गुलजार साहब, और एक लंबी लिस्ट है जो कार्यक्रम हम लोगों ने करे। जयपुर हेरिटेज इंटरनेशनल फेस्टिवल सबसे पहले JCF ने शुरू करा, और अब 4 दिन का है फेस्टिवल जो कल शुरू हुआ 17 तारीख को। अंगदान पखवाड़ा माननीय मुख्यमंत्री महोदय ने 3 अगस्त को शुरू करा था, जो ऑर्गन डोनेशन का हम काम करते हैं, उसका कल समापन था। और उसके बाद एक फैशन शो था कम्युनिटी ऑफ ग्रीमस से, कल्पना सिंह पीलवा यहाँ पे अभी बैठे हुए थे, कहाँ चले गए, तो उन्होंने इस प्रोग्राम को करा। उससे कल JCF के फेस्टिवल की शुरुआत हुई। एंड मैं आपको बताना चाहता हूँ कि जो हमारी संस्था अंगदान के क्षेत्र में काम करती है वो सबसे ज़्यादा उल्लेखनीय है। और डॉक्टर सुनील श्रॉफ भी हमारे बीच में आए हुए हैं मोहन फाउंडेशन के, जिनके साथ हम लोगों ने 10 साल पहले MOU करा, MF-JCF बनी। और उसके बनने के बाद में हम लोगों ने उसकी प्रोटोकॉल कैसे क्या होने चाहिए, राजस्थान में उसका कानून कैसे बनना चाहिए, कैसे ब्रेन डेथ के लिए ब्रेन डेथ कमेटी होनी चाहिए किसी अस्पताल में, उसकी शुरुआत करी। और सबसे पहले MF-JCF के प्रयास से डॉक्टर क्रिस्टोफर बेरी को बुलाया गया USA से, जिन्होंने लिवर ट्रांसप्लांट की ट्रेनिंग यहाँ पे प्राइवेट हॉस्पिटल्स और गवर्नमेंट हॉस्पिटल के डॉक्टर्स को और यहाँ के नर्सिंग स्टाफ को दी। मैं ये बताना चाहता हूँ कि 2013 के अंदर MF-JCF बनी JCF के बाद में, और 10 साल के अंदर हम लोग हज़ारों से ज़्यादा वर्कशॉप कर चुके। मिस्टर मूर्ति, वी had different talks in schools, colleges, in gram panchayats, and this is the first organization who is spreading awareness about organ donation, organ transplant, and caregiver organ transplant in Rajasthan. So Mr. Murthy was with Honorable Chief Minister with me few minutes earlier. We were there discussing about Vision 2030 of the Chief Minister, and he has given very good suggestions there. तो जो ऑर्गन डोनेशन हमारा जो मेन हमारा जो हमारा विषय रहा पिछले 15 दिन में, उसकी वजह से पूरे देश में पहली बार लाखों लोगों ने शपथ ली कि हम अंगदान करेंगे, क्योंकि वो जानते हैं कि अंगदान करने से हमारी सभ्यता संस्कृति में कहा गया है कि ऐसा काम करके जाओ जिससे आप अमर हो जाओ। जो पहले बहुत बहादुर वीर लोग होते थे वो अपने शौर्य से, जो कवि होते थे वो अपना महाकाव्य लिख के, जो साहित्यकार होते थे वो विश्व प्रसिद्ध साहित्य लिख के अमर होते थे। आम आदमी के लिए अमर होने का इससे अच्छा मौका नहीं हो सकता कि आप अपने अंगों का दान कर दें और वो आपका अंग, आपका हृदय किसी दूसरे व्यक्ति के शरीर में धड़केगा तो आप न केवल अमर होंगे बल्कि आपके परिवार वाले महसूस कर सकेंगे कि आप अभी भी इस दुनिया के अंदर हैं। आपकी किडनी, आपका लिवर, आपकी स्किन, आपके टिश्यूज़ किसी दूसरे व्यक्ति को नवजीवन दे सकते हैं। आपकी आइज़ का दिया हुआ कॉर्निया किसी नए दूसरे व्यक्ति को ज़िंदगी में रोशनी दे सकता है। तो ये काम MF-JCF करता रहा है और मुझे खुशी है कि आज 3 स्टॉलवर्ट श्री नारायण मूर्ति, श्री CP Gurnani and Shri Jagdish Mitra is with us, and I ask Shri Jagdish Mitra to start the session now. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Rajiv bhai. Now, I request, before that, I would like to tell you something. The next part is going to be in two parts. In the first part, Shri Narayan Murthy sir is going to address and bless us. And in the second part, there is a proper talk show for which we were waiting. So now I would like to request respected Shri N.R.Narayana Murthy sir to address and bless the gathering and enlighten us with his vast experience. N.R.Narayana Murthy sir.
Shri C.P. Gurnani, Minister Rajiv Arora, Shri Jagdish Mitra, Honorable members of the Parliament assembled here, and of course, the eminent citizens of Jaipur. I have been coming to Jaipur for well over 25, almost 30 years probably now. It is a city very similar to my hometown Mysore, and Shri Mirza Ismail was the Diwan of Mysore before he came over and became the Diwan here. And the roads are well designed like in Mysore. It's a reasonably clean city, and therefore it's always a great pleasure to come here. More importantly, Shri Rajiv Arora has done several important things in this city, not the least of which is the Jaipur Literary Festival and of course the Amrapali Museum. I was also very pleased to be part of the feeding program for the poor children, poor people here this afternoon. I was very impressed and very happy that under the Honorable Chief Minister, Shri Gehlot, this state has started a center of excellence in blockchain. It's a very important technology because it provides security, privacy, and of course, a very valuable asset for documents like the land records and various other documents. As I was discussing with the Finance Secretary in the presence of the Chief Minister, that this is something that's very important, that Rajasthan should sell this to all of the states, sell the idea to all of the states, train those people and become the leader in that. We came to this state and started a center probably 20 years ago. And we find that the state has been very welcoming. It's easy to deal with both the politicians and the bureaucrats. And overall, it's been a wonderful experience. But I do believe that Jaipur deserves to grow its software industry much more aggressively than it has been able to do, given all the wonderful infrastructural facilities that you have. You have five-star hotels, a good airport, you have jobs for the spouses, you have English medium schools. All the requirements for explosion of this industry happen to be here. I think the major requirement is the willpower, the determination, and of course, selling. Somehow I find that we in India, we are always hesitant to talk good things about ourselves. On the other hand, we can learn from Western nations, particularly the Americans, how to sell ourselves. And if we did that, I have no doubt at all that Jaipur, Rajasthan will indeed become the fastest growing center or place for software industry. I don't want to go with a long speech. Your kindness, your generosity, and your affection that I have received throughout the day from everybody without exception makes me feel that I should be coming back here as often as I can. And all that I can say is that in the remaining years of my life, which probably is not too long, I will work hard and smart to be worthy of your affection, your generosity, and your kindness. Thank you.
Thank you very, very much, sir. I'm sure each and everyone sitting here must be feeling very happy and complete. You are the most passionate, extraordinary, knowledgeable human being that we would have ever come across. God is really kind to send such a gentleman on earth to serve the mankind. Thank you very much, sir. Now I would request Shri Jagdish Mitra ji, our moderator for today evening talk show, to please take the stage. Thank you very much.
थैंक यू जाजू जी। पहले तो मैं आप सबका बहुत शुक्रिया अदा करता हूँ कि आपने मेरे को स्पेशली डबल तरीके से सम्मानित किया। पहले तो जैसे जयश्री मैडम कह रही थी, मैं सोच रहा था किसी और के बारे में बात कर रही हैं, इतना कुछ तो मेरे ऊपर नहीं हो सकता। लेकिन मैं एक ऐसे स्टेज पे आप लोगों ने मुझे मौका दिया जहाँ पे 3 दिग्गज बैठे हैं और उनमें से 2 को तो मैं बहुत दिनों से जानता हूँ और एक ने तो मुझे सब कुछ सिखाया है, और हाथ पकड़ के, कभी कभी बाल पकड़ के वो एक्सप्लेन करता हुआ कि मेरे क्यों इतने परफेक्ट हेयर स्टाइल है। बट यू नो the 2-3 people that I'm talking about are just amazing personalities on entrepreneurship and of great human beings. We all know about Mr. N.R.Narayana Murthy. You heard about his accolades globally and what he's done for India and put us on the world map. And we in the tech industry have always followed him as a god who's created this from zero. Rajiv Arora is a friend of CP's, and now we got to know him through CP. And I'm amazed that he's been able to build a business which is true to India. It's about our culture, it's about what our heritage is, and has been able to take it global. And the way he's built it and the way his passion for it is an amazing learning for what this country has to hold and how you can create a business that's true to India. So Rajiv Arora ji, thank you. And finally, CP. My mentor, a son of the soil. He's studied in a school here called the Mahavir School, and someone who's truly an example of being true to the demands of people and to demands of what the son can do for the soil and for the country. So CP, thank you for giving me the opportunity to come and talk to you guys. I don't know how many of you know, there are these two, especially CP and Narayan Murthy sir, come from extremely humble beginnings. And not just that, I thought it will be good for you to know that, for example, Mr. Narayan Murthy comes from a small village in Karnataka known for its raw silk. And you can see that the finest of things that India produces has been produced by him. He's truly the finest silk that you can think of. And CP similarly comes from or born in a place called Nimach, known for a lot of the agriculture, load for a agriculture mandi, and true to it has been son of the soil. So I'll start by asking you, sir, first. I learned a little bit about some of the learnings we have when we grow up as children. And you talked about a few things your dad taught you this afternoon. And it stuck to me. And I thought it was about the most important things in life are not about what you can buy, but what you can look for and find in society. Do you want to narrate that story? Because I think that's an amazing story about how to look for best things in life.
Thanks, Jagdish. Well, this afternoon at lunch, the minister, CP, Jagdish, and I, we were all talking about why greed overtakes the sense of human beings, and invariably such people end in disaster. I was telling a story. It's about my own family, my own father. He was a high school teacher. We are 8 children. My grandmother. So imagine feeding 11 mouths on a high school teacher's salary. In addition, we have a concept called Varanna in Karnataka, and that is every dinner you invite a child from a poorer family to share meal with you. And that child would be fed exactly like the rest of it. In other words, there were 12 people. So we were 3 brothers and 5 sisters. And my elder brother would tell us, what is this man, our father, all the time he's giving us advice. And one day, my father started giving advice, and my eldest brother he's retired in the US, he's a professor of economics there since 1964 or so. And he asked my father, this is all fine, you keep on giving advice every day. Please give us 3 examples of how you can be happy without much money. Father was a teacher. He was always waiting for an opportunity to give another lecture. So he said, please sit down. Of course, we didn't have any chairs and all of that at home. We sat on the floor. And he said, well, listen to music. My brother said, look, I don't have a transistor. My father said, you don't need a transistor. You go to the park. Those days in Karnataka, every municipal park played Kannada, Hindi, and sometimes English songs between 4:30 p.m. and 7 p.m. And he said, go there, sit whenever, half an hour, 1 hour, whenever you have, and you enjoy music. Second, he said, read books. They will add knowledge to you. And my brother said, look, I have to buy. He said, no. Those days in Karnataka, every small taluka place had a public library. where you could borrow one book at a time. And you could go and sit in the reading room and read magazines, newspapers, etc. And he said, you will learn so much of knowledge. You spend your time properly. And it doesn't cost you any money because it's all free. And third thing he said, make good value-based friends, play with them, talk to them, and spend time. And that doesn't cost any money. Therefore, he said, the things that bring you maximum happiness in life, they do not need much money. That has made a very big impression on me. Even today, I listen to music. Of course, today I'm not as frugal as I was then. I have probably about 2,500 CDs of Western classical music, about probably 500 CDs of Indian, that is Kannada and Hindi film songs, all of them on my iPad. Second, even today, I probably about 1,200 to 1,300 books on my Kindle, on my iPad, and probably about 30,000 books in physical form. And the third thing is, I do meet many friends of mine who have good values. I learn from them, and it is always a pleasure to learn from your friends, and time flies. So that's the
to you, and I'm going to connect two things. Again, something that I learned this evening while we were meeting the Chief Minister. And Mr. Murthy mentioned about three qualities of a CEO and an entrepreneur. A successful CEO and a successful entrepreneur. A salesman, a good salesman, a person who can do numbers, at the basic level at least. And third, a people's person, in the sense who can talk to the senior-most guy with the same elan and style as you would talk to the junior-most guy in the team. And I thought he was just talking about you, because I've seen you from very close quarters and I see only these three characteristics come up.
Well,
I'm going to connect.
He's the most popular person in NASCOM.
He is.
He's a star of NASCOM, so it has to be true.
But you've also told me at times about the lessons you've learned from your father, who was an honest officer in the narcotics department, and how he taught you some of the values of life. What do you think you want to pick from there and connect towards being the leader that you are, that has helped you be?
Sitting under this banyan tree, the burger tree, called N.R.Narayana Murthy, I feel really humbled. So before I start and talk about the learnings from my father, I think it is important again to acknowledge the selfless work that Dr. Sunil Shroff, Bhavna and Rajiv and many of you out here who are involved with the organ donation programs. Because the reality is, getting in Indian family to give your organs after you're checked out in life, I think is the most difficult job of salesmanship that you can ever think of. So, while Mr. Murthy talked about every businessman should be a salesman, I think some of us will have to practice it by helping the Mohan Foundation. Talking about the numbers, just remember you are in Rajasthan.
And, numbers are taught the day you are born, right? So that is the second part. Now coming back to the main question, learnings from my father. So my father was an honest police officer. He used to get transferred every 12, 14 months. Police officer is the wrong word. He was a uniformed officer of Central Bureau of Narcotics, and he used to get transferred every 12 to 18 months. He would come in and say, oh, our next posting is Kota, next posting is Jodhpur, next posting is Bhilwara. And, we were just about settled in. And he would start a favorite lecture of his, that the world does not owe you anything. World has done well without you being there. Your school team has done well without you playing. Your neighbors have done well without you being there. You have to go and find your place in the society, in your school teams, in your... I think honestly that's what has brought me where I am today. Because I do not take anything for granted. I don't think anybody owes me anything. I need to make my place better for all of us every day, and that's what drives me. So again, I'm grateful to my father, and similarly, there are many other lessons, but as I said, I'm under the banyan tree and I'll rather stay focused with Mr. Murthy.
Thank you, CP. Sir, I'm going to start with the opportunity that India has. You've talked about it. You've talked about, in a Thai-Mumbai event, you talked about a $10 trillion economy by 2030. Our Prime Minister has talked about a $5 trillion global powerhouse by 2025. I'm sure you believe it's possible, but what are the tenets? Because the entrepreneurs and the business leaders sitting here are going to be a part of making that journey happen. What would your advice be, and what do you think are the fundamentals that one needs to focus on?
I think I did say that several years ago. Getting to $10 trillion from where we are today we are about 3.3, 3.4 trillion. What it means is you have to grow by 300% in 6 years. What that means is it will translate to possibly 35-40% a year. I think that is really not feasible. However, getting to 5 trillion by 2030 would mean we'll have to we'll have to bring in 50% economic growth. And 50% over 6 years translates to about 7.5%. And I think that is eminently doable. I have tremendous confidence that it will happen. But at the end of the day, what is most important is we have to bring a cultural transformation before economic transformation happens. See, I was talking to late Lee Kuan Yew, the Prime Minister, the former Prime Minister of Singapore, when he visited Infosys probably 11 or 12 years ago. And I asked him, what do you think is the role of capital, financial capital, role of human talent, and raw materials in the growth of economic growth of a country, and are they the most important? Late Prime Minister Lee was a very tough person, was very open. He would call a spade a spade. he just shook his head firmly, said, no, none of these. They are needed, but before these, there is one set of capital items that are needed. So I asked him, what are they? He said, and that is sensible, excellent, and quick decision making by the politicians and the bureaucrats. That's first set. And second set of capital items a country needs for solving the problem of poverty is excellent and quick implementation of those decisions. And of course, he said honest, quick, honest, and excellent implementation of those decisions without any corruption. Therefore, I think if all of us in India, we understand that we all owe to the less fortunate ones, the poor agricultural workers, the poor people in rural India, the helpless in urban India, that the only way we can show our gratitude for having given us this opportunity to be wherever we are today is by ensuring that we demonstrate these capital items. That is, no corruption, excellence in whatever we do, and quick decision making and implementation as if there is no tomorrow. I personally feel, Jagdish, if every politician and every bureaucrat, and of course corporate leaders, obviously, I mean, there is no doubt about it, but given that in a developing country, majority of the funding is with the government, given that public services affect poor people much more than private services, it is very important that we should bring these three capital items.
Thank you. Thank you. And I think you make a very important point about the cultural transformation leading through it, because then you can make this almost in our DNA and it becomes a part of it. CP, you have been a part of a growth story that I have seen very closely, especially on TechM. When you came together, it was, we as a team came together with you, was 145 million. And now it's a $7 billion corporation. Yes, there's been a journey that we've taken from there. And you've been a big proponent of growth, driving and solving a lot of problems. Do you want to add anything to what Mr. Murthy said on what could be the other drivers for us to get to the 5 trillion and the 10 trillion?
I think the fundamental that this 10 trillion will only happen if the politicians, bureaucracy, and the corporate, and in my case, I'll also add judiciary also works together. Because